Hello and welcome to another video from Armoury Antiques and Militaria and our YouTube channel. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, my wife and I hope that you're well and that you're finding all the objects for your collection that you want and you're enjoying the hobby. We've been very busy down here at Armoury Antiques and Militaria, buying lots of items, selling lots of items, and we thought we'd show you something today in line with the services that we offer. We offer various services here at Armoury Antiques and Militaria, which are the best in the country. And one of those services that we offer is medal framing and mounting. Now, I know we've done videos on this before to show you, but it's lovely to show you the variations of things that we get coming through the shop. And of course, family items that come to us that have been asked to be mounted and framed for prosperity so that they can be passed to families and to, children or grandchildren in the future. Now, we have a very interesting group here. And I'll get Angela to be involved as well on this one because there's some French pronunciation. But I'll show you what we've done. Now, the family came in and asked for the group of medals to be mounted, as you can see here. Now, this group of medals is unusual in so much as we have a variety of French and other nations' medals, but in relation to a gentleman who is French, and he served in the French services during World War II and also was aligned to the SAS during his service. Now, as you can see, if I zoom in here, we've got some interesting medals, and you can have a look at those at your leisure. You can freeze the video if you would like to. I'll take you through each one. Okay, and then moving down, we have a selection of other medals. Okay, how many medals in total are there, Angela?
We've got a total of 9 medals there.
And what, can you read his name out for me, darling?
Yes, so he was, now I forget what the rank was in French, but so it's Georges Lemasson.
3rd SAS.
3rd SAS, and then again, that refers to the French regiment that he was associated with, which was linked with the SAS, and this is how it's abbreviated in French.
Okay.
And I'm afraid I can't remember what the RCS stands for.
Well, that's fine. Thank you very much, my lovely. It's just so that we can get it out there so people can see it. We're tidying up at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day. So we're just doing this last minute for you to appreciate some of the work we do. Now, of course, as I've said before, we produce lots of handmade frames and they're to the colour that you choose. And we'll also put the trim on the inner part of the frame to your desired colours or styles. So this one's got a gilded inner trim, and then we've got this lovely dark maroon background, and then we've got the apertures, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apertures in this particular example. And I think you'll agree, if I zoom out, it does look absolutely outstanding. When the family see it, I'm sure they'll be very, very pleased. The family when we spoke to them about this gentleman and what he got up to during World War II was very, very interesting. And I think it's a wonderful photograph of him in his uniform, and of course his details here and the various badges and medals that this gentleman earned. Now, with this group of medals that we framed, there were many other items in the collection that the family had regarding this individual. And of course, they asked our advice on what we should frame, what we should put in the frame, what we shouldn't put in the frame. And so we had to advise them, because you can put so many things in a frame, but of course the more apertures or the more spaces where you mount things, the more expensive it becomes. And this is an expensive process when you mount something as professionally as this, because it takes an awful lot of time and effort to present them in the way that they should do and be done properly. Now, there were lots of badges and rare French resistance badges and also military badges relating to this individual, which were a privilege to see, and you don't see very often in this country. French antiques, arms and armour, of course, is valued in so much as Waterloo, sort of, the Napoleonic period stuff. World War II stuff, yes, there are collectors out there for it, but not so much in the United Kingdom. But this was an exceptional group, which we thought we would show you. because it really does display beautifully, and it's something that can be passed on in the future, as we've said, to family members within this family, so that he can be remembered with honour and obviously with the love that is deserved for someone who served during World War II with the French, and of course on the Allied side with us, the English and the British, etc. Now, some of you out there, I've got some people that collect, that come into the shop that are French specialists, and we've got a lot of ex-Foreign Legion guys that come in who are friends of ours, but also we've got French historians who do like French memorabilia, hence why I'm putting this on record so that people can see it. It's not common that you get these groups from families. This is direct from the granddaughter of the individual that's featured in the frame. And it's just lovely to get it on record for people to appreciate, to learn about this man and what he did, and the stories we were told by the family. Well, it's not up to us to pass that along to members of the public, but something that certainly would be of interest to all historians, because the man got involved in various actions at various times during World War II, and it's a privilege for us to be able to handle these medals, as I've said. We've been through the medals already, but just to show you once more, it's a privilege to handle them, a privilege to mount them for him, the family, on their behalf. And we sincerely hope that when they come and collect them, that they will be overjoyed, because who wouldn't be with such a fantastic group of medals? So when we go around to the rear of the frame, I'll just show you the rear fixings on this particular frame. We have a choice really. On the back, we sometimes put metal fixings, depending on the weight that we have on the frame. Like we'll have recessed square brackets that you'll have to put onto prongs in the wall. This one's not heavy enough for that, so we've just put brass fixings here with nylon thread across, which is more than strong enough to support the frame and the picture, as I've said. Moving back round to the front, dimensions. I'll have a look at the dimensions for you in just a moment, but I think you'll agree it really is quite an imposing framed example of this gentleman's medals, and also the apertures featuring the picture, his name, and of course some of the cloth rank insignia. So let's measure it and I'll get back to you.
Welcome back. And Neil's just going to measure for you.
Okay, so top to bottom first of all. What have we got?
I can't read that.
Oh, you've got to put your glasses on.
Right, so we've got 24 inches.
Okay, and width-wise on this particular example?
So, and it's just slightly narrower than it is, so that's 21 3/4.
What would you say about this frame and what's in it, Angela? What's your thoughts on this group?
It's an incredibly interesting and unusual group, and I think it's more to do with his association with SAS and also the French regiment that he was with as well, which I think was on a similar par to the English SAS.
When we talk about the medals down here, Angela, because you manage all of this with our business, don't you? We noticed that we put the medals separately and they're not mounted on a bar. Would you like to explain why we do that?
No, so, well, also, they look better when they're in the frame done like this, I think, but also the way that the French medals were done for this period, they're done very differently to the way the English ones are, where you obviously do see the bar and the brooch on the back with the very big long pin. These all have like an individual pin, as if it basically it would go through the fabric of, say, a jacket or a blazer.
So pins coming out the back.
So what you've got is two pins at the back of each of these, which basically would be either side at the back, and they can fold basically up and fold round, so that they then, as I said, pierce through fabric on a jacket, and that's how they were done. So they would literally be done that way individually. So interestingly, it's very different to, as I said, how the English ones are done or British ones are done.
So what would we do normally for people? Would we normally mount them on a bar then?
No, with framing we wouldn't. We'd normally keep them separate, but the way they'd be framed would be so that the ribbon would be hidden and tucked behind the black mount, so that it all looks very neat. But as it happens, the way that these have all been done anyway, they're neatly finished off, where they're obviously, the material's folded over, you haven't got any raw edges. So it was fine to do it this way, and actually I do think they look quite nice anyway, and they're on all their original ribbons as well.
If the people wanted these on a ribbon bar, traditional ribbon bar for wear, could we do that?
We could do that. It's not always easy to get. It is possible. It just takes a bit longer to get, obviously, the ribbon for foreign medals. But generally, as we always say to people, whenever we're mounting medals to go on a bar or to go on a brooch, the bar with a brooch, it requires the ribbons to be replaced because the ribbon needs to be long enough to do that. And obviously, these are done on very short lengths of ribbon, in particular this one, and this one. That's slightly longer, but obviously it's got this like rosette in the middle. But yeah, the ribbons are shorter than what the British ones tend to be. So there's not a lot of ribbon to work with. So yeah, just by virtue of how these French ones were done anyway, with the pins at the back, which, as I said, point down, and they would basically slot into, you would literally be pushing it through fabric on a blazer or jacket. It's worked for this, and they look quite nice.
So it's very much in line with the bespoke service that we offer for people with different medals or how they want them mounted.
Absolutely.
So we judge it by the medals and where the countries come from, the medals and the style of their pins on the back. But yeah, we can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But as Angela said, we've really enjoyed doing this set of medals. And so thank you very much for watching. If you want to leave any comments down below, please do. Just put them in the comments down below. As long as they're complimentary and support what we do, we're very happy to have comments. We offer this service all the time. It's one of the busiest areas of our business. We do so many medal mounting jobs and framing jobs. It's constant for us, because the quality is the best in the country. I say that not arrogantly, I say it because it's true, and everyone says that because we've got a 5-star Google business review by our clients that use the services that we offer, and the public speaks and they leave us a 5-star Google rating, which we're very, very proud of. Look, thanks very much for watching. Look out for our next videos, which will be out either today or tomorrow. But in the meantime, look after yourselves. We hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and look out for our next video, which will be out today or tomorrow. And as you know, we produce 30 videos a month. We've got loads more German daggers coming in soon, actually. Got a collection coming in of German daggers, got a collection of swords coming in, got a load of iron crosses coming in. I think I've got 5 or 6 iron crosses coming in from the various families. And we just bought a load of Japanese sword reference books, and we had another Japanese sword coming today as well. So there's always something interesting happening here at Army Antiques and Militaria. Thank you for watching. Look after yourselves. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes, you watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps the algorithm get out there so other people can find us, learn, enjoy and contribute. Thanks for watching.